Today is March 15th. The Yankees still have the guys they have. They will not be getting Matt Olson. We will be discussing the Comedown from the trade and the Yankees.
Talking Yanks with old Jamo and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old Jamo and Jake. Talking Yanks with old Jamo and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD in the corner, and Sales Luke is sleeping on the floor to my right. Now you know the scene.
Books?
There's books around. I woke up about 10 minutes ago. Woke up, changed the diaper in my sleep, like 3:45, maybe 4:15. It's 15 minutes before or after 4. That's what I remember from it. There's a lot of shit in there. Speaking of, how are you?
Jimmy, BBD, Sales Luke, getting his Z's in. I'm doing well, man. A little come-down ep from the trade. I was digging into catcher options today to see what other things popped up, and maybe there are other catcher options. Me and Beebs were talking about Ben Rortvet's defense this morning. That's when you know spring training is in full tilt. We're just talking about games coming soon. That's exciting. Actually turn on and watch a Yankees baseball game in Tampa. That's spring training.
That is spring training.
That's the definition of Yankees spring training. They play games in Tampa.
On the topic of that trade, right before we get going, our live reactions on the latest vlog, so look at that.
Vlog, so much content coming out from Arizona. We went to Brewer spring training yesterday. Sorry. And it was awesome. I mean, it was just spring training vibes, spring training energy. It was good to have that back. So for every Yankee fan that's in Tampa or just watching from afar, congrats. We're here. We're here. Dude's at the facility.
It felt very, well, it was really hot, and there was kind of a malaise over the day of, laziness and tiredness. But it was cool to see baseball again. And just, normal baseball.
And
baseball.
We're getting, the stuff's coming out. We just got the picture, the Yankees taking their, intro out of Yes commercial pictures. And, seeing Luke Voit do bicep thing, and you're like, oh. I wonder if I see
Voit.
that.
Put that on the bullet points.
BBD, the bullet points are currently listed as Luke Voit,
Matt Olson going to the Braves.
Matt Olson, Anthony Rizzo, Carson Kelly, Williams Contreras, Sean Murphy, Sean Manaea, Ramon Laureano, Ketel Marte, Trevor Story, and Carlos Correa.
I think Herman's a bullet point, and I think that Jamo's a bullet point.
Jamo's a bullet point.
So
it's a big app.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we got to get to, huh?
Honk, honk, honk.
Just honk at me?
That's 13 bullet points.
Oof. All right, shit. Throw one our way. This bullet point is brought to you by DraftKings.
Yes.
It's college basketball season, and you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOHNBOY to bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. Start sprinkling those on the Yankees over and under. That's how I live my life. I'm excited to start doing that again. I'm going to actually sprinkle, I don't bet a lot at all.
Sure.
On the over-under.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Dude, if you're more confident.
Because I have free money.
If you're more confident one day, then you could raise the bet a little bit and make. Because there's days when it's the over.
There are days when it's the over.
And you guys spend every day considering the over-under anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes you just know it. So you can bet $5 on any college hoops team to win $200 in free bets, and then, tail my over/under picks, $1 a game. If they win, you win. With promo code JOHNBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, 21 plus restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, what bullet point are we talking about first?
Let's start with Herman and Jamo. They're on the team.
All right, 2 bullet points here for the pitchers. We always get.
Yeah, we got 2 bullet points right off the start.
Yeah, we got 2 bullet points. Jamo, maybe ready for opening day. You should have told us that when he was chatting with us. It would have been exciting news.
He said he's ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
And that's it does toe the line of athletes in recovery. You feel like almost any athlete you talk to is going to say, "Yeah, I'm ahead of schedule. I feel great."
I read a report on Tatis's injury, and the writer or the guy who tweeted it said he's known to have been a fast healer. Yeah, then he gets hurt again.
That's heavy on a couple levels. Jamo, yeah, I mean, we originally heard that his injury was gonna leak into spring training. We didn't know how long, so we thought there might be a little bit of delay on the season. We'll still see. I mean, it's the first week of spring training. But yeah, I mean, that's good news that he's on the righteous path to being in the rotation, which, I think we've had conversations this offseason where we didn't even properly address Jameson Taillon's presence in the Yankees rotation. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, it is. Mostly because he was not on the Fangraphs part, but he was good last year. So I hope that, I don't know. That's cool to hear. But then on the flip side, Herman is hurt.
Right. Do we know, is there a timeline? Shoulder soreness?
Did I see a couple weeks?
I'll double-check a timeline. The one thing I read is that he's basically just generally behind schedule, which makes sense. The team wasn't able to be in contact with him. Let's see if I can find a quick timeline figure.
I don't think that.
Feels like you kind of say that for everyone.
Yeah.
Jamo got ahead of the schedule that I think the Yankees would have had him on.
Interesting.
I'm trying to find all the tweets on it, but it's all about the other stuff.
Well, see you, Mingo.
Domingo Herman's shoulder is likely to begin the year in the IL. Oh, so they don't.
He just now started a throwing program when he got to spring. So he's just a couple weeks behind.
He was dug in for the lockout. Owner's guy.
Garrett Cole and Josh Donaldson cleared the air in the
Yeah.
manager's office. And Cashman called Cole and asked him. And Donaldson and Cole both said, well, it's easy to squash the beef when both guys' goals is to win a championship. Which means Zillow did a good job in the PR team just saying, hey, just talk about winning a championship. That's what these fans like.
Good job, PR.
Here's how you get to Yankees fans' hearts. Just say all that matters to you is winning a championship.
I'll say I didn't see this yesterday, but they did add a witty line to it. Josh Donaldson said, I don't have to strike out to that guy anymore, which is the next. That's the next step of baseball PR is like, I respect that guy. And Cole did strike him out after that whole conversation, which was pretty badass.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, Cole got nasty on him.
Yeah, it was cool.
So they each bent the knee a little bit, and we move on. And
that's a bullet point that was on there, BBD, and we crossed it off.
Bonus bully.
Okay, next bullet point.
I think the one that people are most eager to discuss should come next. Matt Olson's not a Yankee.
I have another bully to add, but we'll come back to it later. Tim Locastro.
Okay. Didn't we talk about him on the live?
His contract's not guaranteed.
Oh.
It's $900K if he gets called up. Don't even add the bully.
Yeah, Jake already
That's
crossed.
it.
Jake crossed that one off right away.
Crossed.
Matt
Olson goes to the Braves.
Who's in this house? Not the.
And this is a puzzle piece that stinks.
Right.
One, for baseball, because I wanted Freeman to stay on the Braves for life, but this is talking Yanks, and I already gave that spiel on talking baseball. But if now the only way for the Yankees to have a good offseason is to get Freeman, in my opinion. And if they don't, the fallback, and I don't think they are, if they don't, they have to get Rizzo. Or they don't, but then the Red Sox probably get Rizzo. If Freeman goes to the Blue Jays, which is heavily being talked about right now, and then Rizzo goes to the Red Sox, which is also in play, my God, what a bad offseason for the Yankees.
So, Matt Olson trade to the Braves. Matt Olson, you talked about why that would feel really different for the Yankees is that he's in his prime. He's 27, 28. Massive season last year. He has a couple massive seasons in the bag. Good both ways. And he is a Yankee. Like he's he's clean. He came over to the house. He shook everyone's hand. He had that little bit of like him and Judge would have been friends.
Yes.
Like yes. Which is important. Dan Rourke has woken up. Matt Olson meant kind of the younger, like different future for the Yankees. Like if Matt Olson had come to the Yankees, put together a good year, it would have been like, all right, here's your 7 years. Like watch this guy play first base for the next greater part of a decade. Instead, it seems like we're back in the Rizzo bucket, which you can have high and low moments on. I mean, the problem is he's an older ball player that it's like, where is the Yankees' future going? We haven't had a mainstay at first in a while.
He wouldn't be a mainstay.
So I think exactly. That's why I was talking about Olson. Olson would have been the mainstay guy, and that would have been like, we've been looking for a Tino for a while, it feels like.
He just would have been 2 years, too.
Yeah.
I think
and
if he's good, I
think tenure.
I think we start dreaming Matt Olson and he stays. That's what I'm saying.
That still would have been like the most consecutive years as the Yankees' first baseman in a little while.
And then
With the production you expect.
Luke Voigt's still hanging around. DJ's still kind of a first baseman.
They said Voigt's a starting first baseman. I mean, in the quotes, Boone says that you can't trust. But I feel bad that yawning so much. I didn't have coffee yet. Wake up, loser. I feel bad that Voit. I just saw a picture of Voit like in his uniform. They posted on social media, like doing the flex and having fun. And it's like, damn, man.
Yeah.
They openly tried to trade you. You were good last year, and they didn't play you. And now they're openly in the market for Freeman or Rizzo, and that stinks for Voit.
And, I mean, I guess the
Who's
part...
like a good offensive player, it's just redundant.
It's redundant, and the defense, you can't say it's a plus.
I said offensive player.
Right. And, man, I just, that's the thing with Rizzo. Like, Rizzo's got some numbers that have been trending downward a little bit. There's a weird season in there. The Yankee stuff, like, we enjoyed the Rizzo time a little bit. A couple of those foul ball homers, if those were homers, like Anthony Rizzo would have been, like, pretty good as a Yankee. So you talk yourself into it, but again, it's what would happen to Voit? That would mean DJ is going to be at second base for 2 years. So, like, it really starts jumbling puzzle pieces more and more. And for Yankee fans, you can end up taking this out on me at the end. I'm not drinking the Freddie Freeman to Toronto Kool-Aid. Not yet. I will eat crow if it happens, because I have to eat a lot of crow if it happens. But
You have to?
yeah, I mean, I told Blue Jay fans I just didn't think they were going to sign another big guy. Never mind, Freddie Freeman, who was going to demand $200+ million from Dodgers, Yankees. The Braves weren't it up until Matt Olson. So, prove me wrong, Blue Jays, but please don't.
That would be bad if he goes to the Blue Jays and then the Red Sox are making moves. And then they go to, I don't know, man. JD's slow. And then if they get Rizzo, we're just slow on Better defense, but slow on the corners. Worse defense at third.
There'd just be a lot of 30-year-olds in that lineup in a game that gets younger and younger every year, seemingly. Like DJ's.
Like they'd just be getting older. I mean,
They're-
Freeman's old too, but Freeman's just fucking a tier above. He's a megastar.
DJ 33, Judge turns 30 this year, Giancarlo's 32, Donaldson 36, Gallo 28. Hey, Aaron Hicks is 32, and his role on this team seems to be getting gradually more and more important. Luke Voit, if he's around, is 31. Rizzo's in his 30s. So, yeah, I mean, what was the original quote? Younger and more athletic, or did they say younger?
They didn't say younger.
They didn't say younger.
but
more athletic
more
for sure,
athletic.
they said. They strike out less. which is
Yeah, I mean,
something.
the fit of Rizzo, the baseball player, is not awful. His defense was a little off with the Yankees, which I think everyone was a little confused by.
I think we can all agree that that was just a small sample size.
It seems
And
like
not
it.
who like he is.
And, like, that's the thing. If Anthony Rizzo is batting second or fifth on the Yankees and playing defense, like, that's a fit. Where are you shaking your head at? Where are you shaking your head at?
I pulled up Heyman's Twitter.
But
But why
yeah.
people take the problem is people take it serious. So then
Right.
I like kind of have to be in the know because people act like it's real.
Right.
And then I got to be like, what do people or what are they reading that they're acting like it's real? And he said the fish game plan has changed, and he used the emoji fish.
Is he talking about, like, a meal or the Marlins or
He's talking about the Marlins.
their game plan hasn't changed, though?
Nothing is real about his Twitter. Phillip Evans to the Yankees.
Yes.
Who dat?
Infield depth.
He's thick. He's, I think, third base, first base, Pirates.
Mets.
Oh, yeah, he hopped over to the
passed.
Metropolitans.
Severino just struck out Gallo.
Wow.
Battled back against Judge, too. So Sevy's back. That's huge. What other bullies do we have? And before we read those bullies, we should tell the people.
Red Sox have joined the Freddie Freeman sweepstakes. Stop reading.
Yeah,
lies
get
to
off
the
Heyman,
people.
dude.
Well, people keep talking about him like he's real.
We're not talking to those people. It's you, me, and BBD. This isn't even live.
What's another bullet point? It'll be brought to everyone by Roman.
By Roman. Yes, the Romans.
Because we're ready for the bullet point, just like our wieners when we want them to be ready. And ED is more common than most people think. In fact, 52% of the men between ages 40 and 70 will experience some form of ED. The benefits of ED treatment can help you reconnect with your partner and rediscover the joy of sex. I don't think I've ever read that bullet point before.
If you enjoyed sex and then you've lost that, try to go back to the enjoying thing with Roman.
Once again, my brother is sleeping on the ground
Yeah.
within touching distance,
Yeah.
snoring. Oh, got a groan out of him. He said,
Yeah, the
"Ooh."
snoring was a little far. He's doing a great job over there.
It was snoring before we started the show.
Oh, see?
He
Yeah,
stopped. It was
that's a
really
big
good.
detail.
A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. Whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/Yanks and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/Yanks today. If you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have the confidence and control this fall. Roman ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I started a timer
Yeah.
on this laptop when we did Talkin Baseball yesterday to make sure that we kept it tight.
Kept it tight.
I never hit stop on the timer. Kind of love when you find a stopwatch
Right.
that you never
A
hit
loose
stop
timer.
on. It's 22 hours, 6 minutes, and 50 seconds.
And
Running a
if
marathon.
you get prescribed with Roman, you'll be kind of like, you never end the
Gotta-
stopwatch.
Yes.
Oh.
Get Roman.
Get Roman.
I think eventually you still get the stopwatch.
No, never.
Go
What are
find
some
out.
bullies? What are some bullies?
Want to do your catcher stuff?
I can do a little bit of catcher stuff. Again, right now the catcher's in camp with the Yankees. Ben Rortvedt part of the Minnesota trade. Kyle Higashioka, our guy. Rob Brantley.
What's up, Rob?
Always at Yankees camp, our dude. And then I guess you could start Josh Bro, potentially projected for AAA. I think the Yankees are going to stumble into another catcher. I think they kind of have to.
I mean, I'll have to eat a lot of crow, like your crow eating Blue Jay crow.
Yeah.
But this is another situation where people are taking something, they're acting like something, I feel like a Looney Tune.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in the loony bin.
Okay.
I feel like everyone else is in the loony bin, so that means I must be in the loony bin.
Say what you're going to say, because I don't know what you're going to say.
The public and the Yankees are still acting like the plan,
Right.
not this fell into our lap, so we just accepted it,
Right.
and we have depth now, but the plan is to split Higgy and Voit. And that's crazy. That's insane. And it cannot be the plan.
I'm with you.
I know. So me and you might be in the loony bin then.
I think there's just
Like, I don't believe that what they're saying at all.
with this trade, I think there's been a convincing period. But yeah, I mean, live reaction, knee jerk. I threw out a Carson Kelly. He has some years left. I didn't realize he's been a part of a lot of seasons, but it hasn't racked up a ton of service time. Wilson Contreras. There are a couple trade names. I know people started dreaming about Sean Murphy and that A's blockbuster, but I still think, even heading into free agents, I saw someone like, I believe Wilson Ramos is still a free agent. And by the way, that guy's had a really nice major league career. That if Wilson Ramos signed with the Yankees today, he's the Yankees starting catcher. So I think something like that would still put in the Yankees catchers into perspective for right now. That there's still going to be action there. There's a couple names that do jump out. It's just a matter of who it is, what they prefer, and I mean, are they targeting that in a trade, or is there a Arizona Diamondbacks trade where they've been hunting down a Ketel Marte, and Carson Kelly's a big part of that too? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it feels like they need another move at catcher.
Yeah. I'm growing worried that they're not posturing.
Sure. That's the concern.
But like last episode, I would have said I'm 100%. Like, this is just, and now it's probably like 70.
The percentage did go down a second.
Like, now that's an option in my head that they're where I have to go, wait, you guys weren't joking about that?
Yeah.
The little bit of research we looked into, or at least I did. Jake, I don't know if you ended up in the same place as I did. Voit is supposed to be a defensive stud, and he's jacked, which is cool. Cool picture. So that doesn't mean he should be the plan this year, but I think they do actually believe in him to have a role on a major league team at some point. 24 years old, all 6 years left. So I think there is an element of them that believes in him as something, whether that's the backup whenever Higgy's gone. I guess maybe if he develops as a hitter at all, which he hasn't shown a lot of.
I guess here's the question.
I just don't know.
Who do people think he's the starting catcher?
They just
or Higgy?
Platoon, I think.
They think a pure platoon between the two of them.
And I would guess people would rather him than Higgy because at least he bats lefty, but it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. Ben Rortvedt. So I still think there's going to be a lot of movement there. And dude, Jim, kind of like what you've been checking boxes, and I think you might be accurate on. It feels like the Yankees front office has a new, like, know when someone reads you a book and they're like, "Oh, dude, that's the rule of." Like, the Yankees' new rule is like one thing at a time. Like they read some book that was like, if you focus on one thing and doing that one thing right, that's the best way to get it done. So, like you said, what are the boxes they've checked this offseason?
Defense.
Shortstop.
Yeah.
Kiner Falefa.
Center field, but now Tilo, you did the bullet point already.
Right, we thought that that could be a Tilo
So
bullet
the
point.
Guardy lane is still open then.
Yes. Like they're gonna. The next box is probably Rizzo. We'll probably be back here live in 4 hours when Rizzo becomes official, and then they'll move their eyesight to catcher Glaber. I don't know. Hey, I know when we talk in circles around this, I think we both get a little frustrated. There still has to be a big trade. There's too many bodies.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland now has to dump some people like today because all the players from the Braves trade are probably going on the Oakland A's 40-man, which means they need to clear some guys.
Yeah.
So there might be movement today because of that. But this Yankees team is not complete.
Mm-mm.
And they have a lot of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Rortvedt and Higashioka can't be the A plan. You can't do that trade and say, yes,
Especially with
we've done our plan.
IKF as the starting shortstop. Who's
Like they
also
traded for
nothing on offense.
IKF. That was the plan. And then to get him, they had to eat Donaldson's contract. And then to just be pests in their side, they said, and give us a catcher too. But it wasn't the plan to go out and get Rortvedt.
Jimmy,
I
sometimes
need people and them to stop acting like it.
sometimes I talk about spoiled Yankee fans, and normally the big thing is the bullpen. The Yankees, for a lot of years, have always had a lot of talent in the bullpen. Do we think the New York Yankees, the team that haven't had a losing record in close to 30 years now?
Mm-hmm.
I love Kyle Higashioka as a backup catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Rortvedt, whichever one you listed as the starter, like let's say we ranked MLB positions, like the Yankees, Gary Sanchez, who a lot of people hated for years, is probably a top 5 catching option, at least for the potential return. The Yankees' potential return from Higgy and Rortvedt is like bottom 5 in baseball. So I don't see the Yankees running into the season with that.
Me neither. We just shook hands for those.
We had a
just
handshake.
listening. But come on.
But Higgy still catches opening day.
Unless he's the starter.
Right.
Because then Cole's going to need the backup guy.
I thought about that. Just messing with Cole.
If Higgy is the guy, people are going to be in for whirlwind when Rortvedt's Cole's guy.
Yeah.
Okay. What other bullies we got?
Yeah, what other bullet points do we have on there?
Looks like you listed a couple other A's when you were rattling stuff off.
So, Jim, we're still wondering like what could be the win? Like there's still a lot of action that could happen. What would be the win? There's still a potential big A's trade out there. That would be maybe Murphy, maybe Laureano, maybe Minaya, a pitcher. Like that would be it. Oh. Hi.
Hi.
Like there could still be a big A's trade. That's a win. There's the Freddie Hail Mary, but I think everyone's lost hope on that.
I have not.
Okay. Blue Jays is smoke, dude. That's a smoke
It's
screen.
sand in my hand.
What are the other winning paths? Correa and Story,
Did you not get what I
BBD.
even didn't get myself.
Oh, sand in my hand.
You didn't get that?
BBD liked sand in my hand.
Do you
a
get
lot.
it or you do not get it?
I think I don't get it, but
It's sand in your hand.
It's like when there's a different saying when you're, it's
is
like
that like it'll
grabbing.
fall through the fingers?
Yeah,
and
it's
doesn't-
slipping through
it
the
doesn't really
cracks, and
matter?
you're just trying to hold on to sand, and then it's
I
when it's
landed
slipping
there.
away from you. It's sand in my hand.
But if you squeeze it hard enough,
I'm
it turns
squeezing
into
the shit out of
turns
the
into
Freddie Freeman
glass.
idea now. Because
turns into glass. What are the other wins? Story and Correa are still free agents. They're still, dude. No, honestly, was a scary thought for me. And I'm getting away from what would be the Yankees win, but like I could still see them signing like a corner outfielder and just being like, yeah, we finally got Schwarber or Peterson, and everyone would be like, what? There's other needs.
They can't do that.
I don't know. That was my scary thought.
They have 3 corner outfielders.
What are some of the other winning moves outside of Oakland? If we pillage them, Freddie.
Winning moves? Freddie.
Okay. Luis Castillo and something.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, everyone just have to return to their peak form. You're just hoping on like so many players to be
right.
And then what is Glaber and DJ? DJ's going back to the role that he doesn't like. That he signed a deal for 2 years at that role because it was the best option he got. Then he signed a 5-year deal to be the Yankees' everyday starter at second base.
Well, I think.
And then he didn't like moving around.
I mean, I think that's the shift in part of the Glaber trade that we probably didn't fully get out, or maybe we did. There's a lot of ideas that came out. Glaber Torres, until DJ signed that contract, was more valuable to the Yankees than DJ. He was like he had like 1 year left. Like DJ LeMahieu, we thought was going to finish out his second year and move on. Then they signed him to a $100 million contract. Right now, it doesn't look like Glaber Torres is going to get a $100 million contract at some point. Like, DJ is the asset they need to take care of. Like, he's on the team for another 5 years, 4 years. Like,
I know. So then Glaber's
getting traded. To Oakland.
They don't want him.
For Sean Murphy.
Did you see what Oakland got? Glaber probably already makes too much money to be in the A's.
They don't want anyone in ARB.
And
and the way the system works, like Glaber's going to make more than he, air quotes, should, because he had the big early years and Rookie of the Year voting and All-Stars. And
yeah, the A's don't want anyone in ARB. They want team-controlled guys.
Yeah.
And I don't like that we say ARB.
Okay.
But I do say it.
Yeah, you have to. You can't say arbitration every time.
It's so long.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a book over there I'm going to need you to give me. It's just been staring at me this whole time. Bottom, it's the highest horizontal one on the bottom left shelf. Yeah. I can't go another day without reading this book. God-given remedies for everyday ailments.
That's going to be a big book for you.
Oh my God, look how big the words are. Okay, keep going.
All right. BBD, what other bullies do we have?
You did list Ketel Marte, Story, Correa. They probably shave.
Yes.
Mm.
Anyone who joins the Yankees has to.
Falafel,
Well, not anyone, unless they're already clean.
Kalefa looked good, I guess.
Yeah, good shave.
Actually, I don't know. The beard did him well.
He had a fun beard.
Donaldson looked good shaven.
Donaldson looks great,
much better
dude.
clean shaven than he did not clean shaven.
Like literally, like bad guy gone good.
He had pirate facial hair.
Yes.
And now he's just like
like Halloween pirate.
Yeah. No, it was
like a little bit of a gag.
Yeah, if you had that facial hair or I had that facial hair,
Right.
people would be like, "Oh, you're being silly today."
Yes.
That was what Donaldson's facial hair was. And
He
now
obviously
looks-
owned it because he
Yeah.
had an MVP in the bag.
and he's a bad.
But now that he's with
guy.
the Yankees, Manscaped.
I think he almost looks more equipped for a true villain role.
He
For the Red
wants
Sox
it.
to really hate.
He wants it.
Like, he looks in a good way, because now he's on the team, we like him. He looks sinister.
We need the no. Was hoping ad read instead of falling chapter.
God-given remedies for everyday ailments. Page 154, falling. The facts are staggering. Did you know one adult falls every second of every day?
Tell me that's not the line.
That's what the book says. Did you know one older adult falls every second of every day? Did you know that?
One older adult? What's that mean? What's that mean?
These are God-given remedies for everyday ailments, Jake.
BBD, take the book from him.
3 ways to avoid slips, trips, and falls.
And this is God-given?
These are God-given remedies. The next thing we're talking about is brought to you by Manscaped. Jake recently did just trim up his entire body.
In the pool.
In the pool. He looks, because it is waterproof, he looks great. He feels great. And you can do the same with Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. They've just launched their ultra-premium collection to give you the total championship hygiene routine. After sweating out the games, make sure you lather up head to toe with this all-in-one skin and hair care kit to have your body and balls smelling Final Four fresh. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trusted Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code YANKS20 for 20% off plus free shipping. 20% off and free shipping with code YANKS20 at manscaped.com. I put my head in this thing.
Put it in the pool. Shave yourself.
Do you think obviously the Winker trade means the Reds are now open? Like, do you think now Luis Castillo maybe bring Sessa back? Have some fun?
Oh, a Sessa reunion. Now that would be the tops. Yeah, the Reds are open. I'm trying to think, Oakland's obviously open for shopping. Baseball, I'll give credit and love to baseball. There are a few teams that are like being competitive again. Remember before the 2020 season, before COVID, the conversation was like there was 22 teams trying to compete in baseball, and we were really excited for that. Baseball's kind of
I know people
leaking that way again.
Well, people are harping on like the Reds,
right?
And the A's, who are both trying to get to like 40 million payroll, like trying to like cut. But the teams that are pillaging from these teams, and that is bad. I mean, I'm not going to try and excuse
right.
Them, but I think people are harping that when you have the Rangers are suddenly going all in.
There should be 1 or 2 teams rebuilding like a year.
The Mariners are going all in.
Like right now, the AL West, Houston, Seattle, the Angels, and the Rangers. 4 out of 5 are like investing and going. The AL East, you guys know, every team but the Orioles. 4 out of 5 again. White Sox.
Wow.
And then the Central just kind of stays the Central a little bit, but those teams aren't walkovers like the Minnesota Twins, who finished last year. They're quote-unquote retooling and trying to figure it out. The Royals have a couple guys under contract. We'll see. Like, that team could still kind of trade, but also not.
And I think a bunch of their big rookies are supposed to come up this year.
Yeah, like Bobby Witt Jr., like they're
trying to win the
pitchers.
most games they can.
The Tigers, they just signed Baez, and they're in a young window. The Guardians have pitching, and Tristan McKenzie's the coolest guy in the world. So, yeah, I mean, there's 2 teams in the American League right now that you could quote-unquote pillage. One's the Orioles, which they've just been so dearth of talent.
They just picked up Connor Green. The Orioles did.
Okay.
Did you see the moves today?
Of
the Pirates?
I heard Vogelback. Me and BBD talked about that.
Daniel Vogelback and Heath Hembry to the Pirates.
Yeah.
So even they're going for it.
Well, in their own way. The Pirates can be pillaged. That's kind of ironic. The Nationals kind of can't. They were a bad team. They just signed Nelson Cruz. Marlins are going for it now. Heyman just said that.
The fish are different.
Colorado Rockies are supposedly in on Chris Bryant. Like, the Cubs are signing guys. Like, there's only the Diamondbacks. They don't even have the for sale sign open. They just really should. And I love my Snakes.
Dude, Hulk just tweeted, our Talkin Yank sticker is still on the trash can at spring training.
That's a well-placed sticker, man.
That's been years.
That's a well-placed sticker. Who placed it?
You and I think. Like back in.
Looks like an old one.
You're fucking blowing it, man.
That sticker's been there for like 2019.
Whoever did that.
Yeah, whoever did that. There were two guys who looked like Jake and I back in 2019 who went to Yankee spring training and decided to just give themselves a tour and wound up places shouldn't have been. Remember that?
I feel like that garbage can has gotten closer.
To the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we put
That garbage can had an upgrade.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that garbage can is closer and closer. They went from fan to player, basically. It's like a Hollywood movie. Because that garbage can was not there.
We couldn't get there.
Do you know where that garbage can was?
Yeah.
In the parking lot.
I might have got some in the house.
We got
too.
all the parking lot ones.
Might have got some in the house, too.
Got a promotion.
Either way, it got promoted. The garbage can. That's Talkin Yanks effect.
And since that spring training, big times for garbage cans.
Oh, my God.
It's aggressive. Maybe too aggressive. Do we have more bullies?
We didn't get to actually say any of your story, Correa, Ketel stuff.
Ketel would just be a Diamondbacks trade. That would be a potential winning trade we would talk ourselves into. Like I'm telling people, if Ketel Marte and Carson Kelly ended up on the Yankees, there would be very positive conversations. Ketel Marte is a really good ball player. Carson Kelly is a good catcher. Again, scope of catcher. Story in Correa, I don't know. I feel like there haven't been, Yankees, we've mentally tapped out. Like we did a left side of the infield and it's where it is. I guess there just hasn't really been any real smoke or anything on Correa or Story, so I just wonder where that lands.
Correa's going to the Astros and Story's going to the Red Sox.
You say that confidently.
Yeah.
There's a chance that doesn't happen.
I don't know.
People think because of like the agency switch stuff with Boris that Correa might actually do the 1-year thing that everyone always talks about with a big free agent, but it might actually happen because of the agency switch.
That's exactly why I think it won't happen.
Yeah, I feel like every year the biggest free agent, people like to say, "Oh, maybe we'll take a big 1-year deal and do it again next year." And
Has a Boris agent ever done it?
No, but because he switched to Boris, they say he can't get his usual rate because WME started negotiations for Correa, so they're entitled to a good amount of it. But if he does a 1-year deal, that would mean when he switched to Boris, whatever, he would get his usual
rate. It's like Rosenthal, Passan saying this?
Like everyone is saying it. They're not like reporting like 1-year deals possible, but everyone's like, that's how that would work. Like Kay was talking about it on the show yesterday.
I just never seen Boris not take the most guaranteed money possible.
Neither have I. He's never done it in every year. People pretend that's a
possibility.
possibility.
I get it. So if he did the 1 year, that means WME gets a chunk of that. But then Boris would get the full 10-year contract the next time.
He's still 27 when he does that. There's not other shortstops on the market besides Trey Turner.
Correa would have to be really buying into that.
I think it would still have to be like a 3-year deal with opt-outs or something. But
there's a guy that would buy into that.
They're not going to the Yankees.
I don't think so. I mean, if the Yankees were the Yankees, that 1-year Correa thing would be pretty badass. But yeah, we're not even allowed to dream of something like that. But there really hasn't been smoke around the league about those guys at all, which kind of super interested to see where it lands and see if there's even.
I think they're just trying to be so smart. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So much talent out there at shortstop this year.
Free agents.
Free agents.
The CBA just went up.
CBA just went up.
The Yankees had like $80 million to spend.
And it's the most talented free agent class. And they like their prospects that much. Like, we'll really have to see in 5-6 years. But the odds, Volpe, and this is, Peraza, give you what Story or Correa will give you in the 2024 to 2027 years.
Yeah.
Is like highly the odds are in Story and Correa's favor. Like out of this world. And then they're like, but we really like Kiner Falefa as the stopgap to Volpe. And it's like, there's just so much more room for error or question marks or that's just such a.
There's just so many factors.
It's just bad. It's a bad vibes thought process.
Especially you could have done the Story thing. People think you might not have. You might not be at short the duration of that deal, and the rumors of people wanting him for outfield last year. So it would have been pretty easy to do that, and when those guys come up, move them.
That was the solution.
And people think there's a chance Volpe has to go to second long term anyway. Not his fault.
Sure.
Just they think his arm maybe.
It's because people don't know how to scout baseball.
There's no way to know.
Anthony Volpe could
always
be
can happen.
a 10-year stud shortstop. Anthony Volpe could have a very meh MLB career. So that's the risk we're talking about. Jimmy, I just brought up the same picture that you are now looking up on your screen, and I think that's bad news for Josh Donaldson.
You don't like this picture?
I like the picture. Josh Donaldson standing next to Judge. I know Judge does it to a lot of people, but you forget how big all the Yankees are.
Well, you took a picture.
Josh Donaldson.
With Hearn and Hader last night.
A similar picture. But Josh Donaldson doesn't know himself that way.
I actually think he doesn't care. I think he
really.
I think he prides himself.
You think he has some little man feelings in him?
No, because he's not little. Those guys are just giants.
Exactly.
But I don't think I think he can just laugh it off because he's not. He knows he's not short.
Okay.
Just not a
I
giant.
hope so.
It's like, hey, you guys make me look like a short guy.
Yes.
I hope so.
Exactly.
Kind of looks like Clint in that picture.
That's what Joe's tweeted too.
Yeah. Joey Gallo, huge, huh? Like that.
Forget about Joey Gallo a lot. Really wish a shift would not happen this year. And Gallo's last year.
Yeah, I mean Gallo Donaldson, that feels like a video game Yankees team. That feels like an MLB The Show team. But that's the real Yankees.
Right. It feels like you'd walk in on someone playing and you're like, you got Gallo and Donaldson on the Yankees?
Yeah. I mean, and that's, we're going to start lining up PPPs and stuff like that. Like, if they re-sign Rizzo, there is going to be a moment where we look at the Yankees lineup and we're like, okay, Rizzo, Gallo, Donaldson, Judge, Stan. Those 5, DJ, 6. Those 6 are big names. It's just we really thought there was other pretty simple solutions at other positions that it feels like the Yankees may be missing out on. We'll see. We'll be live in 4 hours.
Where do they lack?
Okay.
Like if we're so confident the Yankees are not good right now.
Right. Which I'm not.
Well,
there's a ton of talent.
Third, not easily top 2 in the division. There's 2 teams.
Their talent is not in Toronto's league. The Rays are witch magic.
So, is it lefty speed still? Is it contact? Is it defense? I'm starting to look at starting pitching as suspect. Speed, I don't think was addressed at all. Speed wasn't addressed at all. I mean, Kiner Falefa grabbed 20 bags last year, and that's the most he's ever done. And that's nice. Like, Glaber was also on path to do that before he got hurt.
We got it from like a D+ to a C-, and that feels nice. We went up, not a letter grade.
I mean, are you looking up Ben Rortved's sprint times?
He's a catcher.
Donaldson was 5th in WRC.
Yeah, Glaber would
last
have
year.
stole 20 last year if he played full season. He was starting to steal a lot.
Yeah.
So I just don't know if they got faster yet. JD and Gio's probably a wash.
Speed, yeah.
And then Kiner, Fleffa, and Glaber, same guy. Now they just added him if Glaber stays around, so maybe that's like somewhat, but
Right. If Glaber stayed, you've improved.
speed. If
Speed.
Glaber's out or not a starter, you're net zero.
I guess overall, it's like the Kiner Fleffa, Glaber, and if DJ's first, DJ over Voit Rizzo, he's faster than both of them.
Not fast though.
Not fast, but faster.
Not fast.
But the goal
Overall,
wasn't to get
yeah.
just slightly faster. The goal was
yeah,
to get
for sure.
speed, be part of a weapon on offense. And I don't think they've addressed that.
Yeah.
And
But-
I want
but
Freddie,
they-
and he's not going to address it either.
Yeah.
So they got better defensively. Yeah. Right now they're better defensively
Yes.
because the catchers are great at defense.
Right. And
And-
so's the shortstop.
And
And-
the
and
shortstop,
it's-
but I'm saying, but offensively, I don't know how much better they are because
And I think
Now
that's
you
And
have-
it's all guys playing their real position.
and that's
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
that's just the problem right now is that at the end of the day the problem was the offense last year.
they need a Hicks insurance. I mean, Tilo is minor league, but they need Hicks insurance for sure.
They're gonna make another move. It's just are they gonna attack center field? Are they gonna attack catcher? Can they attack both? Rizzo.
They still need like an actual backup shortstop, even if
Didn't they
Okay,
just
I think
grab
the
someone
plan-
yesterday?
Our guy Peraza.
I thought they grabbed another guy yesterday too.
2 guys.
I don't know, guy on the MLB roster.
Yeah, yeah. They grabbed like a not a net.
They have Peraza and somebody else on minor league stuff, but
I mean
Peraza's
Peraza's
going to be in AAA.
think so. I guess it depends what else they do. Jose Peraza has played.
Oh, I was talking about the prospect Peraza.
They got Jimmy Cordero.
Double Peraza.
Double
sucks.
Perazas. Damn. I think Jose Peraza's like a bench
Has
player for
a
the
chance to be
Yankees.
on the team. Didn't he have like a nice run for the Mets last year or something?
He's been
feel like people
he's
are
been in the
talking about
MLB the last 7 seasons.
What does Fangraphs have as our bench right now?
Your guys.
Higgy, Voit, Peraza, Tilo.
Yes.
Can be Rortvedt instead of Hickey if you want right now, either way. But yeah.
So then what happens when they sign Rizzo?
Voit would be traded.
Dude, if they bench Voit again, I'm going to be furious. Like, if Luke Voit is just a bench piece for the Yankees, when his best attribute is playing every day and hitting ding-dongs.
Yeah. Voigt's numbers are so good. When he's healthy, he's so good. It's just they just don't need they can use that spot to get a little more athletic and lefty.
Yeah.
Like Rizzo is lefty and better at defense, but
Honestly,
I mean Voigt's numbers as a professional is now 5 seasons with a
Yeah.
132 OPS plus, 267 batting average, 357 on base, 510 slugging,
Yeah.
867 OPS. That's over the course of 351 games. So he gets hurt. Yeah, but when he's healthy, God, he's good. They just can't. I don't think they can trust him to be healthy.
he's awesome. I think the Yankees were banking on the DH spots opening and thinking they would get almost like more of a haul for Luke Voit. We'll see. We'll see. This could change in a little bit. If they sign, and man, this is where I think we're also overthinking it. If they sign Rizzo, and let's just say for now, Glaber would quote-unquote go to the bench or be moved. Their lineup would be DJ, Rizzo, Judge, Stanton, Gallo, Donaldson, Hicks, and then it's Kiner, Falefa, Rortvedt. So you get through 7 with some balance. You have Switch Hicks in there. You have Rizzo and Gallo in there. Like
that wouldn't be the order, though.
it could be just because they believe in lefty righty balance now.
Oh, man. They need a trade for Rizzo just to keep Hicks out of the 3-hole.
Sign Rizzo. They're signing Rizzo today.
If they don't sign Rizzo or a lefty, that means that Gallo is batting 3rd and Hicks is batting 5th or 6th. It means Hicks is in the top 5 because of their lefty stuff. What if they just like, oh, Hicks is a 2-hitter? They're like, he hasn't been, but last we saw, I mean, we liked him in the 2. He's the 2-hitter. Doesn't get it.
We heard he's had a great winter.
We did. We
in good shape.
We asked someone who was that? Adamas?
The Brewers player.
He said, Hicks is the best ever. 20 bombs, opening day guaranteed, something like that.
Some of that's not true. Said he's in good shape. Oh, Chris Martin to the Cubs. Boring.
That's so boring.
Yeah. What what else? Do we have any more bullies? I feel like
I think we're out of bullies. I think we gotta. Something's gonna happen. So either we're doing a impromptu episode tonight. I think we're recording tomorrow. We're pre-recording tomorrow. Might be doing a lot of PPPs tomorrow. And something's gonna happen.
Nicest solution would be some sort of emergency episode tomorrow.
Yeah, or tonight. Something's gonna happen.
Oh my God! Get ready.
Otherwise, I don't know. Chris Rose is here. Well,
something's gonna happen.
Maybe you guys will see him on Thursdays.
I think maybe they pan the camera over to just show that Luke's been sleeping.
I did do that once at the very
open.
beginning. It's been the same situation.
Okay. Just want people to know.
See you guys.
He had a front row view and chose to sleep. Go Yanks. Tell him, Grams.
Go Yankees.